There are plenty of pros and cons to every different type of aquarium substrate out there, but which one is right for you? That's what we're talking about on this episode of Tank Talk. Welcome to another episode of Tank Talk. My name is John Hudson from KGTropicals.com, and this is a show all about answering your questions sent in the comment section below or to any of my different forms of social media. I will have all of my contact information listed at the end of this episode, so stay tuned for that. But for now, let's get to the first question. Okay, so today's first comment comes from my Guide to Buying African Cichlids Part 1 video, and it reads like this. LOL, I was sure the title was How to Buy African Children. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that one.
You do not talk about Fight Club.
Okay, so today's real comment comes from another episode of Comment of the Week where I talked about the 1 inch of fish equals 1 gallon of water, and it reads like this. I have a question. What is better, bare bottom or substrate? And if so, what kind and what would be the best filtration for that type? All right, so first, let's talk about bare bottom tanks. If you're someone who's minimalistic and you want the fish to be the decoration and not the tank, a bare bottom tank can be a great idea. Breeders love bare bottom tanks because it's simple, cleaner, and they don't have to worry about fry getting stuck in the substrate trying to get a piece of food. Another good thing about bare bottom tanks is it'll give you no choice but to do your maintenance. Why? Well, there's nothing in the tank to hide the fish's waste. It'll just sit on the floor of the tank and look horrible, giving you no choice but to pull out your siphon tube and suction out all of that fish waste. But it can also be a curse if you're lazy and you don't like doing your maintenance. Your tank is always going to look dirty. Now let's move on and talk about sand. A sand substrate is certainly the most natural looking of all of the aquarium substrates. And as far as appearance goes, it's my absolute favorite, but it comes with its share of challenges. One is it's difficult to clean without sucking up sand into your water changer. Two, fish tend to move the sand around, which a lot of times can cause it to get sucked up into your filter intake and then into your filter's impeller. There have been many motors burnt up by sand, trust me. But if you love that natural look of sand, don't get discouraged. Sand has its advantages too, with the biggest being that it can help to provide a natural pH buffer to your water if your tap water isn't the proper pH for your fish. And sand is similar to bare bottom tanks in that the waste will sit right on the surface, so it'll keep you on your toes as far as your maintenance goes. The last thing I'll say about sand is you want to be careful not to put too much in. Sand is known to develop gas pockets if it's too thick. Then one day you decide to do a thorough cleaning of your tank, you release these gas pockets and poison all of your fish. This problem is easy to prevent though. Just keep it at about 1/2 of an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch in depth, and you won't have to worry about these gas pockets. Now I know in the beginning of this video I said that sand is my favorite. Well, sand is my favorite substrate to look at. As far as the tanks that I keep, my favorite substrate is gravel. Gravel is what most people will start with in the hobby, and some people like me will stick with it forever. Why? Well, it's simple. Gravel looks really nice. As long as you don't use neon green or a rainbow colored one, it looks pretty natural. It's easy to keep clean and it's pretty cheap. I prefer gravel over sand, not for the look of it, but because most of the fish I keep are big waste producers. I'm on top of my maintenance, but as much as these guys poop, it's nice to have something to hide it until I can get to it. Now I'd love to hear what you think about aquarium substrates. What are your favorites? Put it down in the comment section below, and maybe you've come up with something brand new that no one's ever heard of that you're using in your tanks. And there you have it. I hope that this video has helped you to understand a little bit more about the differences in aquarium substrates. I hope that you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, why don't you click that like button down below for us? It really does help us out a whole lot. And don't forget, folks, you can subscribe by clicking this red button right here, and that's going to make sure that you get a notification every time one of our new videos comes out. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to talking to you again next week with a brand new comment.